system won't look evil. The beast system won't look evil. That's exactly why almost everyone will accept it. Most people have the wrong picture of the beast system. When they hear the beast, they imagine something obvious, something scary, something evil-looking, like a monster you can easily recognize. But that's not how the Bible shows it. The truth is, the beast system will not come looking like evil. It will come looking right. Let me show you. In Revelation 13, verse 7, the Bible says, "Authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation." That means global influence, global reach, something accepted by everyone, not rejected. Now think about that. If the whole world accepts it, it won't look dangerous at first. It will look helpful. It will look necessary. It may even look like the solution to the world's problems. That's the deception. And this is not new. God has already shown us this pattern in real events in the Bible. Go back to ancient Egypt. There was a time when a system was built that controlled everything: food, economy, survival. And people trusted it. It didn't look evil at first. It looked like wisdom. It looked like order. But eventually that same system turned into bondage. People didn't see it coming. Another example, Babylon. Babylon wasn't just about idols. It was a system of influence, culture, power, control. People were drawn into it slowly. It didn't force them at the beginning. It shaped their thinking first. That's how these systems work. Now look at today. We are living in a world where everything is becoming more connected. Economies, technology, identity, communication. Things are becoming centralized, controlled, tracked. And again, it doesn't look evil. It looks convenient. It looks like progress. It looks like safety. But here's where you need to be spiritually awake. Because the Bible also says in 2 Corinthians 11, verse 14, Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. That means deception doesn't come in darkness. It comes in light. It comes in something that looks good. So the beast system will not show up and announce, "I am evil." No, it will say, "This will help you. This will make life easier. This will fix the world." And people will accept it, not because they love evil, but because they don't discern it. That's why this is serious. Because if you're only looking for something scary, you might miss it. If you're only expecting something obvious, you could fall into it. The real question is not, can you see evil? The real question is, can you discern what is disguised as good? Because the last days are not just about destruction, they are about deception. And only those who stay rooted in truth will recognize the difference. So don't just follow what looks right. Test everything. Stay spiritually awake. Because the beast system will not look like what you think. The beast system.
Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, and that no man might buy or sell, saith he have the mark. Listen, this evening we're going to connect some dots. When you think about the beast system, you got to understand that the global elite operate on problem, reaction, and solution. And they want people begging for the solution. They have been incrementally destabilizing the masses for this very moment that we are in right now. And right now, we're having energy crisis all across the world. And the solution is to not only find innovative ways to conserve energy, it is to also come up with a centralized surveillance system that is pretty much designed to incorporate the mark of the beast. Y'all get ready for an edifying broadcast as you enter. Make sure you get the likes up. Y'all know how we do it on this side. We give you nothing but the truth. With no further ado, let's get into it.
They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our love for They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repented. They hate the fact that we're truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks. With these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. Nubreed.
Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Welcome back, everybody. I see y'all rolling in the chat. Golden C is in the building. What's going on? Amy Brown is in the house. Taylor Smith, Mika Love, what's going on? Miles Davis in the building. Wanda Austin in the building. I am Nikira too. Yes, I'm glad to have y'all for another broadcast. Y'all make sure y'all stay nothing short of interactive, all right? And if you feel led by the Spirit to share scripture, feel free. Y'all know how we do. All right, Amy's in the house. Okay, great. Alicia Lopez, it's good to have y'all. Now, we got to chop it up, y'all. Y'all know how we do. First and foremost, I want to go to a scripture here. And I want to go to the scripture in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. And it reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. See, a lot of things that seemed impossible years ago, guess what? That time has arrived where the impossible is now possible. They're doing things with the technology that seem completely science fiction, but it's real. It's almost like we're in an alternative universe. Things are changing rapidly. Time is moving extremely fast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2026. We're already halfway through the year. It seemed like the ball just dropped, and we are already knocking on 2027's door. Time is moving quick. Technological advances are moving rapid. It's a lot going on at once. And a lot of this stuff seemed impossible 50 years ago. Systems that took decades to build are now here. So now you're going to see major societal shifts as well, right? And for the righteous, we can see what's going on, and it's changing us from the inside out. And what I mean by that is we're being tried. We're changing. A lot of us are getting rid of people that don't belong in our circumference. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all have been experiencing that. If you notice that you just have to move different nowadays. You can see through certain people, you can see through certain things, and you're getting yourself out of certain scenarios and situations. Why? Because you know that everybody can't go where you're going, because everybody do not choose to see, right? And a lot of you all are just tired of casting your pearls before swine. You've been trying to warn the people, and they're not hearing you. So you got to begin to gravitate towards people who can see. And that's only natural. You're looking for your soul tribe. I see a lot of ones, so a lot of y'all can relate to that. And on the other hand, it seems like the rest of society grows more dormant, more docile, more just plugged in to the matrix. So, we got to talk about what's happening, because this is the beast system. And the beast system is not something that comes with horns and a pitchfork. It comes with what looks to be peace and safety, believe it or not, because that's how the mark of the beast is going to be rolled out. It's going to be rolled out as the solution, as security and uncertainty, as safety. And every time they say peace and safety, according to the book of Thessalonians, sudden destruction is coming their way. Just know that. So I want to share with you all some of the things that's taking place in real time in the news and what's really happening right now. All right, hold on one moment. Okay, what's going on here? All right. Okay, got it. I want to share with y'all some things that's going on so you can kind of know what's happening here with this energy crisis, as well as this AI takeover. And so we can know what's happening.
Wake up, America! They're trying to merge your military with Is Not Real's pussy-ass military. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what you guys want at this point. Sure seems like it. Anyways, I don't know. I'm so fed up with everything. I feel like shit. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run with the dogs down this dirt country road till I find solace. By the way, Peter Thiel has officially packed up and moved his family to Argentina. Gee, I wonder if that has anything to do with the recent announcement in California that they're gonna release millions of mosquitoes. Yeah! Did I mention that Donald Trump's son has fucking married Epstein's banker's daughter? Direct connection to Epstein. I mean, if you're in California area, if I were you, I would get yourselves a med kit from Wellness Company ASAP. Get the contagion kit, because those mosquitoes are going to be chock full of pathogens. I mean, allegedly. Wake up, America!
Yo, mic check, mic check. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Sorry, I'm having technical issues over here. You know, I think lately I've been spreading a little bit too much truth. And they've been having my computer glitch out big time. But nonetheless, we're here. And you know, there's some interesting developments going on. Let me see if I can remove this. It won't let me remove it. All right. All right, cool. Now, all right, I see the ones. We good to go. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but we good. We loud and clear. So yes, Congress is moving to have Israel and America's military pretty much merged together. And they're coming together in an artificial intelligence initiative. And I'm gonna just tell you, it's one big surveillance initiative. And I'm gonna tell you like this: those data centers are actually, I'm just gonna say this. Y'all probably haven't heard anybody online say this, but I'm gonna just tell you what the data centers really are. They're demonic portals. That's what they are. It's like basically mini CERN portals all over the United States now. So there's something different developing right now. In order to have the beast technology roll out full-fledged, you're going to need mediums for the fallen angels, for the archons, for the shadow beings. Now, I know for some, this might sound like some sci-fi channel type of stuff, but the truth is the truth. And the truth is stranger than fiction a lot of the times. And so they're definitely talking about releasing these mosquitoes that are supposed to have some level of technology installed in them. I see Zah in the building. What's going on with you, fam? It says they claim they will be male mosquitoes. Male mosquitoes do not bite, only females do. However, I don't believe it's only male mosquitoes they are releasing. Exactly. Yep. And, you know, they're spreading all these diseases. Some people are getting bit by these mosquitoes that they release that make people pretty much allergic to red meat. They get all these kind of rashes and diseases. I'm telling you, the depopulation agenda is real. Now, I'm going to watch this one more time because I had some technical issues the first time, but peep this.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what you guys want at this point. Sure seems like it. Anyways, I don't know. I'm so fed up with everything. I feel like shit. Wake up, America! They're trying to merge your military with Is Not Real's pussy-ass military. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what you guys want at this point. Sure seems like it. Anyways, I don't know. I'm so fed up with everything. I feel like shit. I'm just going to run. I'm going to run with the dogs down this dirt country road till I find solace. By the way, Peter Thiel has officially packed up and moved his family to Argentina. Gee, I wonder if that has anything to do with the recent announcement in California that they're going to release millions of mosquitoes.
Yes, they've announced that they're going to release millions of mosquitoes in California to help with diseases. So, you know, it's big news that Peter Thiel got up out of here because he plays a huge role in this particular digital era that we're in right now. Peter Thiel, founder of Palantir, PayPal, you know, he invested in so much, ladies and gentlemen, as far as surveillance goes as well, whether it's biometrics, face analysis, military information, medical records, financial records. You know, Peter Thiel is responsible for all that. So, you know, he packed up and left a cryptic message and say he just don't like what's about to happen in America. He just don't like what's about to happen is what he said. So he got up out of here. Let's go.
Yeah! Did I mention that Donald Trump's son has fucking married Epstein's banker's daughter? Direct connection to Epstein. I mean, if you're in California area, if I were you, I would get yourselves a med kit from Wellness Company ASAP. Get the contagion kit, because you know those mosquitoes are going to be chock full of pathogens. I mean, allegedly. Wake up, America!
Yeah, man, America is going through it right now. And, you know, what the Bible tells us. And Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Now, What type of place is just going to release mosquitoes? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's at my door at this time of night. Y'all give me one moment. Give me one
Hey,
moment.
everybody. How's the New World Order treating you?
How is this even legal? That's what I want to know. Are you recorded? Do you need help? I don't know. Do I? What? So this is a reverse ATM. People come with cash and they can't use it. They have to come here.
Correct.
That's
It's a cashless building.
I have never seen a reverse ATM. So the idea is it works just like a regular ATM, but instead of putting in your card and getting cash, you put in your cash and get a card.
But also, because it's a regular debit Visa card, you can use it outside of the building.
Okay.
So if you wanted to go to Walmart or McDonald's or Target, wherever you want to spend your money, it's just a regular debit Visa card.
A growing number of businesses will not even accept cash anymore.
Yeah, they are starting to set up reverse ATMs that quickly turns cash into a prepaid debit card to be used on the fly. And Dre Clark explains from New York City. Dre, I've never heard of this. Mitch has never heard of this. What's it about?
Yeah, you know, I never heard of it either until I read about it last night. It's relatively new, but it's slowly but surely catching on. You know, cash is really still king, but reverse ATMs are definitely the way of the future as more businesses look for ways to go cashless. Here at Madison Square Garden in Midtown Manhattan, they already have machines inside the arena that can actually convert your cash into a debit card here. Now, here you can see exactly how it works. You load money into a kiosk like you see here, and within seconds, you can get a receipt confirming your conversion and a prepaid active card. Many of the prepaid.
Now, you can clearly see that they're leaning towards a cashless society. By the way, before I was interrupted, I think probably some kids playing at the door. They rung the doorbell, ran off or something. But anyway, it'll pick up on the cameras or whatever. But nonetheless, so before I left off, right? And you know, it's interesting. I'm getting all these little weird interruptions. Look, y'all got to understand on this platform, before I go on, the truth that I be giving y'all is deep. You understand? The truth that I give y'all is deep. And there's forces of darkness that try to come against the truth. That's why you got to show your support. You got to share. You got to get the likes up. You got to do all the things necessary to get this word out, because the adversary don't like the fact that we're making people aware. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that. Now, before I was interrupted, we were talking about those mosquitoes that was released and or going to be released that probably going to be having all these pathogens. And Isaiah 10:1 says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So all their laws, their regulations, their policies, their bureaucracies, all of it. It's listen, not all their systems that they're putting together are evil. So you just got to keep in mind what they're on right now. What logical people would say, let's release a bunch of mosquitoes off into the public? Now, let's get back into this cashless society. We're going to build on this because they're on one.
Hey, everybody. How's the New World Order treating you?
How is this even legal? That's what I want to know. Are you recorded? Do you need help? I don't know. Do I? What? So this is a reverse ATM. People come with cash and they can't use it. They have to come here.
Correct.
It's
a cashless building.
I have never seen a reverse ATM. So the idea is it works just like a regular ATM, but instead of putting in your card and getting cash, you put in your cash and get a card.
But also, because it's a regular debit Visa card, you can use it outside of the building.
Okay.
So if you wanted to go to Walmart or McDonald's or Target, wherever you want to spend your money, it's just a regular debit Visa card.
A growing number of businesses will not even accept cash anymore.
Yeah, they are starting to set up reverse ATMs that quickly turns cash into a prepaid debit card to be used on the fly. And Dre Clark explains from New York City. Dre, I've never heard of this. Mitch has never heard of this. What's it about?
Yeah, you know, I never heard of it either until I read about it last night. It's relatively new, but it's slowly but surely catching on. You know, cash is really still king, but reverse ATMs are definitely the way of the future as more businesses look for ways to go cashless. Here at Madison Square Garden in Midtown Manhattan, they already have machines inside the arena that can actually convert your cash into a debit card here. Now here you can see exactly how it works. You load money into a kiosk like you see here, and within seconds, you can get a receipt confirming your conversion and a prepaid active card. Many of the prepaid cards are either MasterCard or Visa, and you can use them anywhere where those cards are accepted. Some kiosks may actually charge you a $5 fee for the card. Meanwhile, amusement parks, fast food restaurants, and many professional sports venues are already using the cash to card kiosk.
Because a digital currency, and this is all accepted, this is not theory, is programmable. Mm-hmm. They can program a digital currency to mean you can only spend it on certain things and you can't spend it on others not designated by the government. And it's programmable so it can only be spent in a certain area. So if you go outside of your zone, your money won't work. And not only that, it means that when you go past one of these number plate cameras when you, quote, shouldn't, you won't be able to challenge the fine because the fine will be taken out of your digital account the moment you transgress. This is what's happening.
Hey, everybody. How's the New World Order treating you?
Dystopian future is what it's looking like. For real. I mean, this reminds me of an episode of Black Mirror. It really looks like they're trying to implement some type of social credit system. And we've been talking about this for a number of years, but now with all the technological advances, we can actually see that they're putting it in place. Listen, the scriptures tell us in Psalms 62:10, it says, trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Listen, a whole society that's built on money and consumption cannot sustain. Why? Because people become spiritually bankrupt. So what that would tell you is that you got to seek wisdom. You got to seek knowledge. And wisdom and knowledge is going to lead you to being resourceful, opposed to relying on uncertainty. Nowadays, you can't rely on the 501k or the pension. You can't rely on a lot of things nowadays. It's very uncertain in these times. So you have to rely on relationships. Relationships are important. You don't want to be out here burning bridges. You don't want to be out here being materialistic, depending on wealth all the time for everything. If you're depending on their systems instead of depending on the Most High, then you can end up a real victim when this society goes cashless. Yeah, I meant the 401k. I probably said 501k. I'm thinking of 501c3s, 401ks. You can't rely on these things no more. And so you have to be on point. The relationships is everything nowadays. And the most important relationship is your relationship with the Most High. That's the most important relationship.
So y'all know all of these different buildings that they're building and they're calling them data centers? Yeah, like all of these buildings that are in every single state now, in most cities, they're saying it's just like an AI center and that's all it is. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, the data that they are analyzing is us. It's you, it's me. It's all of us who are in these boxes. It's all of us. It's our choices. It's the things that we like on a day-to-day basis. It's the things that we buy. It's the things that we're typing in our notes. It's the phone calls that we're making. We are being monitored to the T. And all of those federal, like policemen, firefighters, DHS, like all of those people are all bringing together all people's data, phone companies, all of that. And that's what they're doing in these centers. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you live in the United States, the entire United States, the entire North America has data centers. And that's what they're doing. They're monitoring us. We are the data, y'all. That's how they do predictive programming or even manipulation program. Or maybe you send a text or you say something and then now you start to see ads or whatever. Like, this is exactly what these centers are for. But don't get it twisted, y'all. This is for the beast system. This is exactly what this is. The beast system straight out of Revelation. And I hear a lot of people saying that these are going to be the camps, if you know what I mean, the camps, right? It's for them to keep all eyes on everyone at all times through our devices, whether that's your phone, your TV, your tablet, your iPad, your smartwatch, your Oura rings, all of these different things, these different technology devices that you're wearing or carrying on a day-to-day basis are recording and monitoring us at all times. And this is what it is, fusion centers, there to monitor all of us. Calling it data centers or AI centers, you know, is one thing, but then when you actually find out what it is, it changes the whole dynamic. So y'all know all of these different buildings.
Absolutely. He's correct. These data centers are being used they're being used for predictive programming. They're being used to study human behavioral patterns. And it's being also used to target certain individuals who are enlightened. So, you know, it's going to be very interesting. And also they're demonic portals that with the immense amount of energy coming from those data centers. I mean, just listen to the sounds. I've showed y'all plenty of videos of what it sounds like. It sounds like a horror movie near those data centers. It sounds like disembodied spirits howling in the midnight sky, y'all. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a dimension in hell has been opened up. And, you know, who really is going to have access to these places? Think about it. Who's going to have public access to these data centers? Who's going to be able to walk in and really see what's going on inside? Yeah, I'm telling you. I want to go to Ecclesiastes 1:8, and it reads, "All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing." See, people are constantly consuming, whether it be news, videos, social media, information in general, shorts, algorithms, whatever it may be. This increases information for the technology. You know what I'm saying? And it's necessary for them to continue to keep us rocked to sleep. It's necessary for them to keep us plugged in. Now, as a content creator, of course, I have to consume a lot of material. And I thank the Most High all the time for giving me the ability to be present in my day and be able to do the things I need to do and still be able to facilitate the information, you know, ingest it, facilitate it publicly, and live my life. Everybody cannot do that. A lot of people are lying dormant. A lot of people are walking around, you know, a shell of their former selves because it's overstimulation, because it's dopamine, because it's, you know, it's really weighing down on a psyche. It's different frequencies being pushed through these cellular devices. It's a lot to take in. So I will recommend that you be very careful how much you consume. That's important. Now, of course, if it's biblical information, things you want to hear, you know, listen to the things that motivate you, listen to the things that are spiritually relevant. But the endless scrolling, the endless, they call doom scrolling, that's part of the problem, y'all. I'm just going to tell you like this. It's part of the problem. You are essentially feeding the beast. What I need y'all to understand is the currency is your energy. It's your energy. That's what the currency is. Forget what they're talking about. Money is about to be nothing. They have been feeding off of our energy this entire time. Our energy is what believes that the money rules. So if they can get your attention, if they can get your energy, your life force, if they can get you constantly indulging and boxing yourself in, then they can continue to strip you of your essence and put them in these centers. See, they're stripping mankind of their very essence. They're stripping of us of our energy using social media, using technology, using these devices, making us lethargic, making us lazy. And they're feeding these data centers, these fusion centers. And I'm going to tell you, they're feeding the beast. They're taking from humans and they're feeding them to fallen angels, y'all. That's what they're doing right now. There's no other way to put this. They're feeding the beast. Straight up. It's an energy harvest. It's exactly what it is.
A new global lockdown is coming and it's getting serious. This time it's all about energy. Countries are rationing gas. Some are putting limits on how much fuel you can buy. Others are even grounding flights. Slovenia has already become the first country in Europe to implement fuel rationing. South Korea is doing the same thing. They're putting QR codes at the gas pump that limits how much gas each citizen can buy. The Philippines is trying to ground all flights because they don't have any fuel. American Airlines has cut flights by 5%. Governments around the world are trying to push work-at-home mandates to save fuel. Even the International Energy Agency is trying to restrict non-essential travel. Now, does this sound familiar? In 2020, we were told that lockdowns would only last a few weeks. It lasted years. Now, instead of a health crisis, we could be entering a period of peak energy, and that could be just as dangerous as a virus. The new world will be dominated by the power triad: compute, data, and energy. Energy is the foundation of everything.
Now, what is energy? What energy are they talking about? Energy is the foundation of everything. We're going to keep hearing this energy crisis, energy crisis. Now, I want you to keep in mind of that word right there, because what's done in the spirit manifests physically. What produces energy in the world is the oil, of course, right? Precious metals, resources. Now we're having a shortage on that. Why? Because it's a soul drought. Because what's going on spiritually is they can no longer continue to feed off the energy of the chosen. It's all about energy. This energy crisis is deeper than the physical, is what I want y'all to understand. Our awakening shifts the energy. Our frequency shifts the energy. Our knowledge shifts the energy. I need y'all to understand we are way more powerful than we even comprehend. And believe it or not, the entire world is ran based on our energy. Everything is energy. That's your currency. That's why you got to be careful who you give your energy to. That's why you got to be careful who you have in your life. That's why you got to be careful who you pour your heart to. That's why you got to be careful who you surround yourself with. Even eye-to-eye connection can strip a chosen one of their energy if they're around the wrong people. It's a lot. So now you have to protect your what? Your energy. You have to protect it at all costs.
Oil prices don't start coming down, if geopolitical tensions continue, it will keep impacting supply chains, financial markets, global stability. This is bigger than the COVID lockdown. This is a system shift. Here are the 4 apps that will literally help you in this crisis. First, Organic Maps. Download your entire country's map offline. No internet, no Wi-Fi, but you'll still know exactly where to go. Second, Zello turns your phone into a walkie-talkie and works even on very weak signals. Third, Prior sends messages through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Completely decentralized and more resilient when networks go down. Fourth, Posketpal AI, a fully loaded offline style.
Right, he's trying to push these apps. We're going to move forward.
Take a listen to this.
I stand here today because I am planning to reintroduce the United States-Israel Artificial Intelligence Center Act.
When Congressman Jake Auchincloss delivered a speech on the House floor Wednesday, it wasn't something he wrote. In fact, it wasn't even something an aide or speechwriter came up with. This speech was written by the online artificial intelligence chatbot, ChatGPT.
It's a bunch of congressmen waiting in line to give speeches, and they were all holding pieces of paper. They were all reading their speeches. And I know what's happened. Some junior staffer has asked ChatGPT to, in the voice of, Joe Smith from, Nebraska and make it sound like it's Karen, right? So what I realized was you could almost just replace the congressman now with AI. The guy running against me did a social media post and he forgot to take off the AI header.
All that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it said, here's a post in your usual folksy concerned tone about constituents. Yeah.
Right.
Like this one looks like you
well,
care.
and then the folksy
Right.
tone, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he made that as a prompt.
And so we caught him. I screen captured it and I just embarrassed him. So what did he do? Did he take it down and write another post? No, he took it down, took the AI header off and put it back up. The same AI post.
So you got to understand that artificial intelligence is pretty much running the government at this point. And I did a video on this some time ago when that government shutdown took place. And I told y'all, artificial intelligence runs the government. Because what is the God over artificial intelligence? Satan. It's fallen angels, it's archons, it's shadow beings. That's what's over the gods of the AI. Now, I'm not telling you to, be no earthly good. Like I said in my last live stream, you got to adapt. Some of you all are going to learn the AI. You're going to use it to your advantage. And you're going to make a lot of money using the AI because you have to adapt. Some of y'all's children are going to go to school. Some of your little nieces and nephews, they're going to go to school to learn how to work on AI bots. And they're going to make a lot of money. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to use that money to do what they need to do for them and their families. There's nothing wrong with that. Because like the scriptures say, no principalities, no powers, no forces of darkness can come between us and the Most High at the end of the day. So you got to adapt. Things are changing in the next 5 to 10 years. You want to, adjust to the times. I'm not telling you to be contacting familiar spirits and using the AI the wrong way. I'm telling you, if you have a job where it's required, then you got to do what you got to do. It's not about being overly religious. It's just making us very conscious to what's going on. All right. Because the AI takeover is here. I want y'all to peep something.
Now, remember that part where I told you guys that AI was taking over in a couple of years? Well, that has been cut down to now. That's Melania and the Figure 3 robot made by Figure AI at the Fostering the Future Together Global Summit held at the White House. Now, there's 45 nations in attendance, and they were basically telling the world that they are reshaping education, aka taking teachers' jobs.
Thank you, First Lady Melania Trump, for inviting me to the White House. It is an honor to be at Fostering the Future Together's Global Coalition inaugural meeting.
These humanoid robots look eerily similar to Elon's Optimus robots, but they're actually made by Figure AI, which is quietly worth $39 billion. Now, this company was founded by 40-year-old billionaire Brett Adcock, who said in an interview that these humanoid robots will be in every single American home within 5 years. And he said that last year, which means we have 4 years, which really means we have 3 years. Here's the reality of AI and the workforce. A lot of jobs that we come to know, like teachers, real estate agents, marketing agencies, will all be wiped out by AI. I mean, do we have a switchboard operator anymore? No. Do we have a milkman? Do we have a paperboy? Do we have an elevator operator? None of those jobs exist anymore. But here's the silver lining to all this. So being that AI is going to affect or displace 92 million jobs, it's actually going to create 170 million new jobs that didn't exist before. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon, because in the next 3 years, there's plans to open up over 3,000 data centers, and 300 of those are actually hyperscale AI data centers.
So now AI is going to open some jobs up. It really will. Now, we know what the AI is about. We know at the end of the day that it has its issues. We know that it's causing problems with the water supply. At least that's what they're telling us. Who knows what's really causing that? But nonetheless, that's what they're telling us. But, we got to adjust. We got to adapt. We really do. And I want to read a scripture here. Wisdom of Solomon 6:24, it says, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. Let me read that again. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. So the solution isn't fear. The solution is wisdom. The solution is discernment, preparedness, critical thinking. We are the welfare of the world. We, God's people, are the welfare of the world. Never forget that, brothers and sisters. Anyway, let's continue.
And just for good measure, here is a humanoid figure 3 sorting out packages at a fulfillment center. So the keyword for today is reskill. Make sure you guys hit up my bio for more information and let me know, is your job at risk? Let me know below.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of jobs at risk, and you gotta see where you stand in that, moving towards the future, so you can move accordingly and just be prepared.
So Meta just fired 1,100 people who exposed what they were doing with the Ray-Ban footage on 6 days notice. Quick context, if you purchased Meta smart glasses, the footage you recorded, everything you saw around you got sent to a contractor in Kenya called Sama. 1,100 workers doing 10-hour shifts, sitting there labeling what was on your camera so Meta's AI models could get better. Back in February, Swedish journalists started investigating this matter, and the workers told them what they were actually watching. People having intimacy, people in bathrooms, naked, kids, credit card numbers, you name it. And last month, Meta cut their entire contract. This week, the Kenyan company Sama just announced that they're firing all 1,100 of those people. Some of them said that they'd already been forced to sit on their desks doing nothing for weeks while security tightened around them after the reports started coming out. Meta says that Sama didn't meet our standards, and Sama says they consistently met all standards. Read between the two, and the truth is very simple. The workers who told the public what was actually happening all lost their job and were fired. Now there's a class action lawsuit in California against Meta, and the UK's data regulator also opened an investigation. Every single part of this story is true, and nobody at Meta has answered any of this yet. The lawsuit is moving, 2 regulators are investigating, 1,100 people lost their jobs, and I'll be tracking all of this. Follow me if you want to learn more, because Big Tech is hoping you forget by next week.
Yo, that is sick. Listen, nothing is private anymore, man. You cannot trust their devices. You cannot trust their technology. At this point, there's no such thing as encrypted messages anymore. You know, encrypted to encrypted messages. No, there's no such thing as DMs no more. Everything is being viewed, let alone you go buy some Meta glasses that have a camera on it and think that these people are not spying on everything you got going on. 1,100 people was fired. Why? Because they was sitting there seeing everything you got going on. And I can tell you that call probably came from up top. That probably more than likely came from inside, and those people were designated to do what they did, and they had to be the scapegoats. So their jobs were sacrificed, but they were sitting up there probably doing what they were told to do, honestly. But that's how these places work. Nothing is private. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful what you got on your phones nowadays. You know, I mean, nowadays you got to take it back to getting you a camera. If you like to record family memories or whatever you got going on, you might want to go just get a camera, an actual camera that is not attached to Wi-Fi, an old school camera. There's a reason they got rid of all of that stuff, Polaroids and all of that. They want everything. They got people, they looking at people butterball naked. People, like, I'm telling you, nothing private. Nothing private. So you just got to be careful out here.
New World Order coming in hot. How they're going to sell it? In the name of unity, peace, and safety.
Conspiracy theorists were right again. Have you guys seen what's going on in Oxford right now in the UK? They just set up their little 15-minute city, and they are now charging people for leaving the city. You get 100 free days. They call it a free day. You get a free pass to leave the 15-minute city. And if you exceed your 100 free days, you have to pay the US dollar equivalent of $93 per day. And if you live outside of the 15-minute city and you want to travel into the 15-minute city, you get 25 free passes. Free move. Oh, the government's giving you free movement capability. You get 25 free passes. And if you exceed those 25 days, it's $93 a day. And how are they tracking all this? Oh, there's not a man at the gate. They're not writing up tickets or having police officers set up. Oh no, they are monitoring you with digital AI surveillance and cameras. And then they're automatically finding you. This is why we have to be against the flock cameras in the United States. They're not just speed trap cameras. This is why we have to be against the Palantir whole of government database. This is why we have to stand up and raise awareness and bring attention to these matters instead of arguing with each other and NPCs on the internet over left versus right issues or my side, your side. They are keeping us artificially divided because they're setting up this infrastructure in the United States right now. Divide and conquer. We are in the division part of the divide and conquer agenda. Conquer is next. You think it's bad now? Wait till you have to pay $100 a day to leave your 15-minute city.
Mass non-compliance is the only way out of this.
Now, the scriptures tell us in Sirach, well, actually, let's go to Esdras. Esdras 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. These scriptures are jumping off the page when you see what they got going on. So you're going to see a lot of emergency restrictions coming. And I think they're going to do a lot of these things in the name of infrastructure failures. And they're going to do that. They're going to claim there's an emergency here. There's a drought over here. They're going to barricade and block a lot of interest from going places. And they're also they're going to have a method set up where you're going to have to pay large sums of money to travel from one place to the next. This has already been written. Everything that's in those scriptures are jumping off the page. We are living in those times, and it's happening very quickly. Matter of fact, Sirach 39 and 1 says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, that's who's going to be saved. You know, while society is chasing trends and distractions, the wise are studying the patterns. The world is distracted by noise, but we are paying attention to the patterns. How many of y'all have noticed that you are just catching on to patterns way more? Like with people, you seeing different sequences. You can tell what's real, what's fake. You could just see more and more, y'all. How many of y'all are feeling me with that, man? And I'm going to tell you why it is. Let me tell you. A lot of God's chosen people had to experience hypervigilance for a long time. And it's like when you had to live on edge, when you had to live in anxiety, when you had to live in survivor mode for so long, it rewires you. And now pattern recognition becomes just stronger. Now you can see different patterns in people, how they're moving, how they're acting. You can see microaggressions on individuals, like your survival skills have kicked in to the point where you almost know you almost know what people are going to do before they do it to a degree. I believe this is the Most High preparing us for the times we in. He's prepared us.
So when the FBI announced this about a week ago, a lot of people started panicking. But there's no need to panic. I know a lot of people didn't understand what was going on, so I'm going to clear it up for a lot of y'all right here. Now, they're warning iPhone and Android users about data risk from the foreign developed apps. So you say, what? Ain't every app foreign developed? It's the most popular ones. CapCut, Temu, Sheen, Lemon8. But I'm going to say this, take notes. TikTok, CapCut, and Lemon8, they operate in the U.S. under the TikTok USDS LLC joint venture established in January, backed by Oracle. So they don't really consider that Chinese, you know what I'm saying? They kind of America, because it's like a joint venture or whatever. So anyway, the FBI is warning y'all about these apps. Again, let me use Temu because FBI did name them. Temu, they can collect your info, share it overseas, or even sneak in malware. And data might get pulled even from your contacts if you never even downloaded the app yourself. Now you say, hold up. If I don't even download the app, how can I even get access to my data? Because if your family or your friend or somebody downloaded Temu, and you know how we don't read anything, they just have you checking all these boxes. you give him permission. Access to your contacts. So now your friend got Temu downloaded, gave them permission to their contacts. Now Temu use everybody contact in your friend's phone, got their information, got their email, got their phone number, got their address. And under Chinese laws, they can keep your data indefinitely. That's why the FBI flagging it, y'all. Let me help y'all out real quick. If you got an iPhone, go to your settings, scroll to privacy and security, then tap contacts. You should see every app you gave permission to. You can do the same check on your photos, location, microphone, and camera. All you gotta do is ask your family friends to do the same thing and turn off that access, so they ain't gotta worry about that right there. Now, if you weren't worried about future stuff, if it's already happened to you, if your information is out there, your data is already out there, just get a new number. But a lot of people ain't gonna do all that. Android users, open your settings, tap privacy or privacy and security, then look for permission manager. You should see categories like contacts, photos, location, and microphone. Pick contacts and you will see what apps have access on your phone.
Now I'm gonna say this. It's very important to safeguard your phones. Do it at least twice a month. Go in your settings. Make sure that there's no shared locations. Make sure that your preferences is set to keep your privacy intact. Go through everything. Do this at least twice a month. Just go through your phone. Take the time to go through all of the necessary protocols, because having a phone nowadays, it can be dangerous. There's a lot of bank account hacking going on. Some of you all have witnessed this. How many of y'all have seen lately that there's been charges on your account that you don't know nothing about, and this has been happening more often than before? And some of you all had to freeze your bank account. Some of y'all got money. A lot of the banks will pay you back your money fast now because it happens so much now. They're no stranger to scams. And you just got to safeguard your phone every month. You got to do it a couple times a month, because 9 times out of 10, somebody has targeted you. A lot of you brothers and sisters are chosen ones, will put on gang stalking lists and things of that nature. So you have to go through different nuances just to protect and safeguard yourself. Some of y'all get a whole lot of scam calls, and then when you answer the phone, they're able to get your information, get you some VPNs. That's right. Get privacy. A lot of the chosen ones of the Most High, we have to fight a different battle. They make it like we're literally fighting in the Matrix. We're in the Matrix. We got to thrive and maneuver in the Matrix, not in fear, but we got to take preemptive measures to sustain. Straight up, safeguard your devices. We come over here with tangible solutions too. For sure.
This is all becoming too much that you can't help but think it's coordinated. You have India's oil refinery that just caught fire, blew up the same exact day Russia's oil refinery caught fire and blew up. And then you had last week in Australia, their oil refinery caught fire, blew up, completely destroyed the day before they were supposed to open, right after they announced that they were going to start drilling. Then you have oil refineries in Mexico and in Texas that also caught fire and blew up. If you or somebody you know works in the oil refinery, I would say be very cautious for any spontaneous explosions. We are literally witnessing the push for the next phase of control. We are right on track. They are pushing us closer to the next phase, the 2030 agenda. This is all becoming too much that you can't help but think it's coordinated.
Yeah, there's a manufactured energy crisis going on too, with these oil refineries exploding. It's almost like she said, they're trying to do it on purpose. I want to go to Luke 12:54. It says, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower. See, Christ was teaching discernment. It's like we can recognize weather patterns, right? But we often ignore societal patterns. Why is that? We can predict that rain is coming because it's clouds outside, right? But why is the mass majority not see what's going on? Because it was not meant for them to see. So bless y'all that y'all can see. And a lot of them are caught up in hypocrisy.
It is being reported that the current data center infrastructure investment, roughly $650 billion, will last only 3 years, after which GPUs can be severely degraded and will need to be replaced. Traditional infrastructure investments like roads, railroads, and high voltage, which can last for 30 to 50 years with less of an investment. Is this level of maintenance for data centers feasible?
I don't think they're totally useless after 3 years. I think the situation, though, is that there's so much better stuff based on the new technology that you're going to want some new stuff for certain workflows. This is the most dynamic sector now of the US economy. There's trillions of dollars going into it. There are so many smart people from around the world, top guys around Elon, top guys around Jensen, all these top guys spending so much money on this. I'm not worried they're not going to figure it out.
It is being reported that the current data center infrastructure investment, roughly $650 billion, will last only 3 years.
So in 3 years, they're going to need, they're going to need what? More energy. More energy. They're going to need more. In 3 years from now, 63 billion of these dollars that they spent on data centers is going to need to be recycled. So that shows you that the energy is everything. What if we find out that these data centers are just literally centers that carry our energy? The energy that we feel when we're doomed, the energy that we lose while we're doom scrolling, drained, practicing escapism, lust, greed, overconsumption, gluttony. What if these data centers, these so-called data centers, just harvest all the energy that we lost not living life? What if it's a satanic portal that is just full of our life force? They found a way to channel our life force. Man, I'm telling you, bro, you can't. This is what I'm feeling in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds like some science fiction, sci-fi channel stuff I'm saying right now. I know it sounds like what I'm saying is just crazy. But what if it's true? What if these data centers are like CERN portals? No, man. Just think about it. We don't know what they are, but it seems like that's what it is. Crazy.
I told you there was no more milk to suck dry. So now in Netanyahu's last act to take everything that America has, he says, hey, your US dollar is completely worthless. Give me your military power, the world's greatest military power known to man. Give me all of the logistics. Give me all of the information. Give me everything. And that's exactly what Trump's about to do. He's about to sign over the world's greatest military power. They can plug in their AI simultaneously into our information, our technology, our military presence, and take it all. I told you there was no more milk to suck dry. So now in Netanyahu's last act to take...
It's like now they're just going all out with their agenda because there's a soul drought. There's an energy drought. Because guess what? They're getting the energy from the wicked, but the righteous not giving them the energy. What if all of it crashed because of what the righteous decide to do, because of what God's chosen ones do? What if we're crashing the system from our awakening? Jeremiah 6:16, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. So the old paths was what? Agriculture, gardening, community, family, a relationship with the Creator. See, as technology advances, wisdom should remain valuable. Family should remain valuable. Faith shall remain valuable. Brothers and sisters, not everything needs replacing. Not everything needs replacing. See, progress without wisdom becomes destruction. And this destruction is disguised as advancements. What if we are trading in? What if we are trading in convenience for our freedom? What if we are trading in luxuries for our real peace? These are the questions that, as believers, we really got to ask ourselves.
The Israelis are pissed because we're learning the details about the Iranian-American deal, and it's essentially an American surrender. Israeli officials are freaking out today, saying
end-to-end encryption is no longer trusted. You know how I know? Here's how. iPhone and Android are no longer aligning with the third-party encrypted messaging apps, WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, the rest of them. Goodbye, SIM card. Very soon, people, if you have an iPhone and Android, you will no longer be able to use WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, or any other messaging app without using an eSIM or new SIM card, and only with a SIM card. iPhone and Android no longer want to take any role serving and assume any liability, behavior of the user, and the reckless development of these third-party end-to-end encrypted apps. The worst part is now they're making you sign in and sign out numerous times and going to have to use a QR code on top of the eSIM. Lots of changes coming through. You shouldn't be using those third-party apps anyway. They're breach nightmares. They're social engineering nightmares. But bottom line, now your actual primary devices aren't even going to be supporting them. So got some decisions to make. You feel me?
Yep, and this is very valid information because we gotta, if we're gonna be using these devices, we gotta protect ourselves at all means, and we gotta know which apps have been compromised, and we gotta just know what's going on. We got to know what's going on.
United States government just went to the federal court to defend Elon Musk's right to build AI that racially discriminates against you. Give me 90 seconds. This one is diabolical. They want your entire attention focused on the Chris Brown and Usher concert to keep you distracted, keep you entertained, because while you are scrolling, they are not hiding it anymore. The federal government is legally stripping our digital civil rights. Here is exactly what is happening. Colorado passed a law that said tech companies would be punished if their AI was racist in hiring, housing, or healthcare. Elon Musk, ex-AI, sued to stop it. Then, the United States Department of Justice joined Musk's lawsuit, and they actually told a federal judge that forcing AI to not be racist violates the Constitution. And it worked. The law was officially blocked. Here is what nobody is saying out loud. This is exactly what we call the new Jim Code. What does that even mean, Edwina? It means using new technology to hide old racism. They replaced the racist banker with an algorithm. The machine denies your mortgage, rejects your resume, and then they just blame the code so nobody gets sued. They used to use redlining maps to keep us out. Now they just bake it into the operating system, and they are using the federal courts to legally protect it. Let that sit. No one is coming to save us. You cannot just be a consumer anymore. Stop being the product. Become the architect of your own economy. Comment voice, and I will DM you and show you how to master this tech and build your own.
Yeah, man. So, you know, this is why the AI is being used to destroy our image. And I'm talking about of melanated people, because they're allowed to be racist. They're allowed to put out caricatures of us. And you know, the AI has more protection than we do. AI has a damn hate bill crime. For real. Imagine the people who, this is why America's in the condition it's in now. This is why the Most High going to judge this place. Imagine AI has a hate bill crime, but the people who built the country don't. Imagine that. And these white supremacists are using AI to do what? Promote stereotypes to further degrade us, and they getting away with it. And you know, that's the thing. And I want to shout out some of the brothers and sisters who've been using AI the right way. Man, listen, let me shout y'all out, because there's some people out there that be making AI television shows, and they'll be biblical based, or they'll be something that's conscious. And y'all been snapping. Some of our people be snapping with the AI and putting together some really good stuff. You know, some people put together short films just using AI. And that's what I'm talking about. That is a beautiful thing. And and even with the algorithm, they try to silence what brothers and sisters are doing. Brothers, there's people remaking biblical stories, putting us as the main characters, because that's what it should be, because we are the people of the book. Shout out to those who are doing that. Shout out to those who are using the AI as on the entertainment side to actually paint us in a positive light. There's people making children TV shows using the AI. I gotta salute those people. That's how you do it on the right hand side. So that's what's going on. Gladiator, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna just chop it up with y'all a little bit longer. You know what I mean? If y'all got some time, I ain't gonna take up all of y'all's time, of course. But of course, there's a couple more scriptures I like to share with y'all. And yeah, somebody said some of our brothers and sisters are cold with it. They really are. And that's how you combat them. I want to go to this scripture here, and it's Psalms 20:7. It reads, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of our Lord." The modern version to that is, some people trust in government, technology, money, systems, but we believers, we're going to put our trust in the Most High. We're going to put our trust in the Most High. And I want y'all to understand, look, y'all, at the end of the day, this stream is not about convincing anybody to be afraid. Fear has never built a damn thing. Fear has never built anything. Fear has never saved anybody. Fear has never made anybody wiser. The purpose of paying attention is not to panic. The purpose of paying attention is to prepare. Whether you agree with all the headlines or not, pardon me. One thing is undeniable. The world is changing. The world is changing. The economy is changing. People are changing. And in the midst of all this change, ladies and gentlemen, your faith, your character, your discernment, your relationship with the Most High is your highest priority. Things must be cultivated. We got to produce. Some of y'all viewing right now, y'all are so close to actually reaching the next level of who you are becoming. Some of you all are about to be the men or women that the Most High put you here to be. If y'all can only see how close you are, you will understand why you have become hyper aware. You will understand why you can see. Many people spend their lives trying to prepare their bank account. There's nothing wrong with that. Money is a defense. The scripture tells us that. But they're not really preparing their spirits. Many people that are living life right now, they're preparing for retirement, which is understandable because people get tired. People get tired of working all the damn time, right? However, they're not preparing for adversity. What happens when that retirement is not there? What happens when uncertainty really shows its ugly horns, right? Many people are preparing for the future. But at the same time, they're not preparing themselves for what's to come. And I think that, the real message is that you cannot be afraid while trying to actually be successful. It's impossible. It's impossible. You gotta start to put some faith in it. And I want y'all to think of it like this. Whether the grid holds up or it doesn't, whether society becomes cashless in the next 5 to 10 years, or it remains the same for a while, whether these concerns come off as exaggerated or misunderstood, one thing is true. Every generation is tested like this. Every generation faces challenges. Every generation goes through revolutions. Every generations go through these changes that you have to prepare for. None of us are abstained from that. None of us can avoid that. You got to think about your children's children's children. You have to think about legacy. You have to think about living a lifestyle that's conducive to making it to your final days and final hours. Nobody is abstained from that. That's what you got to understand. So when you hear these videos, when you hear the material, it is designed to really get you to see. Every stream that you brothers and sisters view, I want you to leave the stream thinking. I want you to leave my streams observing, discerning. I want you to discern all my words. I want you to leave my streams committed to being wiser men and wiser women. I want you to leave my streams knowing that you just obtain valuable information that you can apply. At the end of the day, I'm just here to serve my purpose and serve you all the people. One love to everybody who viewed. Thank y'all so much for always coming through, showing up. Of course, we got more material coming. Without you, brothers and sisters, it would be no Nubreed Global Truth. And we will continue growing. We will continue building. And we're in it for the long haul. One love to y'all. Feel free to support the broadcast via Cashapp. Cashapp is Nubreed Global Truth. Support HebrewCare.com. Get all your natural products, as well as NubreedGlobalTruth.com. Get you some love notes and just apply the info that's given. One love to y'all. Till